What up? See money fast here, but we'll get into that another day. Now, this is about the bike. Okay, quick video. Okay, you've seen this bike, right? In my shorts. So basically, I've been on it riding a few times. With all my gear and weight, it's extra 250 pounds that I'm adding, like when I'm like onto the bike. So, now this is an electric bike. Now you can see all the extra lights I did. Okay, like extra headlights. That light came with it. But, okay, all my lights around here, on the back. I got my speaker. Goes with the music, which is really cool. So, awesome, right? But anyways, the point is, this bike came with one battery in here. Okay, it's a 48 volt. I think it's like a 14 amp hour battery. Now, here's the trick. I was riding this bike in Canada, okay? -30, okay? -30, okay? I rode from North Etobicoke to downtown Toronto, all around downtown Toronto, by the lake, and rode back. Basically doing about 75 kilometers, right? Now, I got back, I still had 40% battery left. And you're like, whoa, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? But here's the trick. It's 2 batteries. I added this battery extra. So it's the same battery as in here, but I actually wrapped it into an Amazon bag and stuck it in this fireproof bag so it keeps it warm. But long story short, now normally if you have 2 batteries on a bike, okay, you get double the range. You use one battery, boom, and use the other battery. But I'm running them both at the same time in parallel. So instead of getting double the range, I get 3 times the range. Now let's explain that in 1 second. Before I go on, okay, I've been hit by a car before on one of my scooters. And the lady, it was her fault, but she's like, oh, I didn't see you. She was on the phone or whatever. Last minute, she just tried to make a left turn from the right lane. Crazy. Anyways, so you need lights. Lights is important. So now when I'm riding at night, as you can see, my bike's well lit. Plus my music's playing. Also, my knapsack. Check it out. Okay, it's got lights. It goes with music, your voice. Cool. My helmet, lit. But you know what really saves me? When I put on the flashing mode. That mode. That way cars always see me. They don't miss me. Awesome. This light was only like 20 bucks on Amazon. I stuck it onto my helmet. This helmet's kind of cool because it has a built-in camera. But the camera, I'm not going to lie, it's got a camera right here. The camera's kind of crappy quality, but it's okay if you just want something in case you get in an accident. You can show the police, look, you know. So, but other than that, it's okay helmet. But now, I'm going to tell you something, okay? You guys seen the Dualtron Storm. It's broken right now. I got to get it fixed. I got to get a new controller and the brackets because it broke on New Year's, actually. Broke on New Year's, and like I was riding it downtown, and then the brackets that hold the controller up, they snapped, and then the controller ended up burning out because the controller's in the footrest, right? So, whatever. But here's my thing. This guy, you guys probably seen him on YouTube, the Electric Vehicle Space. He was reviewing or talking about this new bike he's about to review, dual battery setup. So I told him, yeah, dual batteries are good because you get two batteries, you get almost three times the range. He's like, oh, bull crap. Okay, but here's my thing. So me and him were arguing. This is what I'm saying. This guy reviews electric vehicles. He reviews electric bikes, scooters, you know, all that stuff. And he's telling me that my synopsis is crap because I don't know what I'm talking about. Even though I've done it, like you've guys seen over there, the Dualtron KAABO, okay, which I put my Dualtron Storm battery, right? I put it on my KAABO and ended up getting almost 3 times the range. And I realized when you run the batteries in parallel, right? What happens is, okay, so just think of it like this, okay? Okay. So when you're running your bike or scooter, okay, for example, right? When you run, like the bike that he's reviewing, yeah, it has 2 batteries, but it's only going to get double the range because it has a switch right here. The switch that you can switch from first battery or second battery. Okay, so when one battery goes dead, you switch to the other. But he's ignorant because he doesn't know that if actually, like a lot of people don't know this, but if you put the 2 batteries together and run them in parallel at the same time, what happens is, okay, so normally, I'm not going to lie, this scooter, the Dualtron, well, originally, the KAABO, when I first got it, everyone's like, oh, the KAABO's got more range than the Dualtron. Now I'm riding at max speed. I mean, I even took it on the highway. I was doing 100 kilometers an hour. But then, when I got to like 20 kilometers, boom, the battery died. I had to do the walk of shame. Now I was like, yo, everybody, like the reviews were saying, this thing's got more range than the Dualtron. I'm like, why is it, it doesn't make any sense. I'm not getting, but then I realized, yeah, this scooter, when you're running at max speed, like 100 kilometers an hour or 60 miles per hour, the battery will drain quick. You'll get about 20 kilometers and it'll cut out. But if you're riding slow, because one day I rode normal people speeds, 50 kilometers an hour around there. Okay, I ended up getting 80 kilometers of range. So I'm like, oh, okay, so if you drive slower, you get more range. I rented a Tesla, same thing. When you're driving fast in the Tesla on the highway, the range gets decreased a lot. Now, if you have 2 batteries, right, and you're running them in parallel, basically what happens is you're draining from the 2 batteries at once. So when I'm riding this bike in parallel, I'm draining from this battery and this battery at the same time. So then I get half the amount of voltage sag, right? Which is basically the same thing that happened on the Dualtron KAABO, my concoction I got up. Because basically, instead of, when I rode it on the highway again, I ended up getting almost 40 kilometers, 45, going at max speed, doing 100. Do you get what I'm saying? Because instead, Because instead of, draining from the one battery, now I got voltage sag coming off 2 batteries. But then I realized when I got back, I still had more battery to go because I thought, okay, battery's almost dead. I actually ended up getting almost 60 kilometers. I got 59 or something, 58, 59. So I basically got almost 3 times the range when it was all said and done because I rode it until I had to do the walk of shame. And then I realized I didn't even have to do the walk of shame because even when I thought it was dead, the Dualtron battery still had some juice in it. So I'm like, what the heck? And I started realizing, because I learned this from another YouTube channel, the guy said, well, the people that created the battery blender, he basically said, yeah, when you use the battery blender and you're running in parallel, whatever, you get you get more range because instead of all that voltage sag at once, you get half the voltage sag. So it's sort of like, even though you're running at max speed, the bike or scooter thinks you're running it in econo mode or eco mode because you're not using all the voltage off the one battery. The voltage is coming off both batteries. So that's the trick. But why I'm saying all this is because a lot of people don't know that. Now, yes, is it dangerous to run both batteries at the same time? Yeah, you gotta know what you're doing because both batteries have to be the same voltage, right? So it's got to be the exact same voltage when you connect the 2 batteries together. And also, the battery's got to be the same voltage. For example, the Dualtron KAABO, this is a 72 volt battery, and in the base is a 72 volt battery. They got to be the same batteries and the same battery technology. So if one's lithium, you can't have another one lead acid. They gotta be both lithium. Gotta be both same voltage. And when you connect them together, they gotta be at the same voltage. So what I do is I charge both batteries to the max, so they're fully charged. Then I connect them. No issues. Okay? Now, it doesn't matter if one battery is, say, 20 milliamp and the other battery is 30 milliamp. Doesn't matter. Because all that's going to happen is if one's 20 and one's 30, now you just basically got a 50 milliamp battery. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, for example, here, the LG cells in here in the KAABO is 35 milliamp. Or, sorry, 35 amp hour. And then the one in here is 32 amp hour. So even though this is less amp hours, it basically draws from, it'll draw like a little more current from this battery while it's drawing from this one. Do you get what I'm saying? So long story short, you just got to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, for example, if I plug this battery and connect it to this battery, while this battery say half charged, and this one's full, then all the voltage is going to run from here into there real quick. And it might short out the BMS. Or if the BMS malfunctions, kaboom, fire. So, like I said, you got to know what you're doing. But it's basic. It's not really that technical. You just got to know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Just do some research. There's lots of videos on YouTube. But all I got to say is, this guy, the electric vehicle space, I'm sorry, but he reviews scooters, electric bikes, electric motorcycles. And he doesn't, how are you reviewing this stuff and you don't know what you're, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I get it. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm just saying he's just ignorant that he doesn't know, you know what I mean? Because me and him were having a conversation here, as you can see. And yeah, we were going I just explained to him, yes, you will get 4 times the range. You know what I'm saying? But of course, he doesn't know better. Like I said, you don't know better, you don't know. But, so I'm just correcting him. But I'm just letting people know that, yes, if you have 2 batteries, you get, on your bike or scooter, you'll get double the range if you're running them separately. But if you're running them both at the same time, you will get almost 3 times the range. And like I said, there's multiple videos on YouTube where people have done it. I have a 2 battery parallel setup. Check them out. Anyways, I'm out. This is a quick video. More videos to come. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe, comment, whatever. Like the video. I'm going to be making a lot more videos. I've been slacking, so you know what I mean. I might have to move. I've been going through a lot of stress. And look, I got a lot of stuff, as you can see here. All my stuff in here. So, I got a lot of stuff. Even though it's a 1-bedroom apartment, it's a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But anyways, more videos to come. Let me know what you think. If you want any advice on how to connect 2 batteries or how to do it safely and properly, let me know. I'm here for you. All right? Peace.